Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 2A News with Craig DeLuz. I am your host, Craig DeLuz, and we are still here in Houston, Texas. We are at NRA Annual Meetings and Exhibitions, the 155th here once again in Houston, Texas. Loving life, making new friends, and just had a chance to make a good friend and pick up some cool little trinkets. And I wanted to. I'm glad he stopped me because he stopped me. He asked if what I knew about his organization, if I was familiar with it, and man, he had a story for me about the work that they are doing. And I'm like, okay, dude, I gotta have you on the program. So with that, I want to welcome Mr. Brian Sain of AmericanSnipers.org.
That's it.
That's it. So tell the folks, what is AmericanSnipers.org?
Well, a lot of people see the movie American Sniper. You know, it's one of the highest grossing movies in Hollywood history, blah, blah. About my good friend Chris Kyle. Chris was a pal of mine. I've been a cop and a police officer in Texas. Been a cop 38 years. There was a brief period that I worked for Black Hills Ammunition, so we made a lot of the ammunition for SOCOM. So we made a lot of Chris's ammo when he was over there. When Chris got out of the Navy in 2008, we became friends, you know, and he was trying to make some inroads into teaching law enforcement and whatnot, but he actually thought enough of the organization I fixed to tell you about, or the one I told you about earlier, to name the book and the movie after that little organization. So we've got a little booth you walked across a while ago. Everybody thinks we're kind of riding on Chris's coattails with the name. It's actually the other way around, you know. So long story short, you want me to tell your listeners about how that thing got founded?
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want to hear.
All right, so I had a good friend who was a National Guard member, a U.S. Army National Guard. He was a former Marine Corps pistol champion, but now a cop in Frisco, Texas, which is around Dallas. So he's in the National Guard, but he's also a police sniper on the SWAT team. He's 40 years old. Had another one who's in the Marine Corps. He was a Fort Wayne, Indiana SWAT officer, but 39 years old. 9/11 happened. Both those guys went to sniper school. So one of them wound up being the oldest Marine to ever go through Scout Sniper School at 39, and the other one wound up being the oldest Army guy to go to Army Sniper School at 40 years of age.
Wow.
Those schools are no joke, brother. Both those guys are hard as woodpecker lips. You know, those guys they're tough men. You know, and anyway, so both of them are reservists, so their units didn't have a whole lot of money. So they deployed, and they're calling me from overseas, and they're like, hey man, we're about to deploy, and you know, I need this and this and this. Well, the gear they need was expensive. So I'm a detective at my agency. I don't normally wear a uniform. Well, right after 9/11, everyone was patriotic. You know, and they were, you know, everybody was all about America. You know, we better get back to that.
Right.
We're gonna lose this thing, bro. You know, but anyway, but at that time, everybody was kind of rocking on. You know, and so I raised quite a bit of money locally in my local area, and I had enough money to buy them the stuff they needed. Well, I had money left, and it wasn't my money, and I'm the police, so I'm not gonna take the money, you know, so what do I do with this money? So I started cold calling the schoolhouses, sniper schoolhouses, because I was a SWAT sniper myself. Still am, still teach all over the U.S. The community's small. A lot of us know each other, you know, and it's, you start going out saying you did this or you did that and you didn't really do this or do that, they're going to bust you out and it's going to be public and it's going to be ugly.
Right,
you know,
right.
So a lot of us know each other. So started making cold calls like, hey man, look, we got these guys leaving, they need this and that. So I just kind of took it on myself to make a personal effort to raise as much money as I could and help as many guys on an optic that are shooting enemies of America. I took it on as a personal mission. Fast forward to 2026, AmericanSnipers.org is a nonprofit. We have raised probably $3.5 million. We supported we're pushing 1,400 platoons of snipers since 9/11. And then everybody gets like, well, why doesn't the government buy these guys what they need? You know, blah, blah, blah. And every unit in the U.S. military is kind of like its own police department. They got their own budget, they got their own officers, they got their own, what they feel they need. And a lot of times the snipers are, you know, they may have 3 snipers and 400 other Marines or soldiers, and snipers always kind of get left in the dirt. And they get, by and large, they get what they need, but they'll call us a lot of times and they're like, hey man, if we just had this and this, we'd be that much more lethal, you know, and that's kind of what we provide is the this, and this.
Right.
So we sell challenge coins, stickers, hoodies, caps. Like I said, we've raised about $3.5 million doing that since 9/11. You know, you stopped by the booth and picked up a couple things, you know, every penny goes downrange. We don't. The closest we'll come to spending a dime is wearing one of our own ball caps to advertise. So we're guests of the NRA here at the NRA meetings and any NRA function. We got an open invitation. We got a free table to set up. We're so well vetted and been around so long. Everybody kind of knows us. You know, all our IRS stuff is right there on our website for anybody to see. Our books are open. You know, ask a question, you're gonna get a straight answer.
Well,
you know?
I'll tell you, you do a good job in that. Your swag is top notch. I mean, I'm talking. It's very entertaining swag, and it's the sort of thing that especially folks at the NRA are going to see, going to like. It's going to make you chuckle, or it's going to make you say, "Wow, that's really cool." And then when you know that it's going for a good cause, well, man, then even more, it's like, well, why not?
Right. Man, I'm a forensic artist also, so I'm a police officer. I've been a cop a long time, but I'm also a forensic artist. So I design all of our challenge coins, do most of the artwork associated with a nonprofit. And man, if you stay in law enforcement for any amount of time, especially nowadays, you better have a sense of humor. You're just not going to last, bro. You got to be able to deal with the stuff that job throws at you in the modern
especially
era.
these days.
These days, it's a different job, and you got to be able to adapt and overcome, and you got to have a sense of humor. So we kind of, you know, we've got a really serious job, and the guys overseas have a serious job, but we kind of take a lighthearted run at it just to help them out, you know. And we're pretty real, you know. You just got to be real with people. People nowadays, they can smell a line of bull a mile away, you know. And you just got to be a real person, you know. And that's what we do. But anyway, every penny we raise goes downrange.
Right. Okay, so here at the show, do you remember what your booth number is? Because some people are watching these as the show is going on. Literally,
sure.
Yeah, this is going to go out. This is going to go out within.
We're at 1250, right behind a Kubota tractor. You can't miss us.
Excellent.
Our little booth looks like a fruit stand in Juarez. It's not fancy, brother. It's just a little bitty 8-foot table. You were there. You saw
I was there.
it.
Oh yeah.
We don't have anything fancy, but we raise a lot of money doing nothing fancy. You know, right behind the Kubota tractor dealership, 1250.
Right, and once again, what was the website?
AmericanSnipersPlural.org.
AmericanSnipers.org. Sir, thank you so very much. One, for all that you do. Yeah. Number two, thank you for your service. Look, I know right now, and I said before, we aren't currently treating people who serve in law enforcement right. I just want you to know I appreciate you for the sacrifices that you make, for the effort that you put in to protect and serve the rest of us.
Man, I appreciate that, bro. Everybody's got a job, and I've been doing it a long time, and there's a lot of good people left in this world, bro.
Yes, sir, there are. Yes, sir, there are. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
You bet.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that's it for this episode of 2A News with Craig DeLuz. We appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you liking and sharing the program and encouraging your friends to do the same. We will be back with more interviews from NRA 2026 here in Houston, Texas. Till then, y'all have fun.